Derek, do you want me to talk to what we try to envision and put together, and then
Sure.
you can kind of demo it? So the idea of the portal page or the portal that we try to build is kind of an interactive one that we can have customers come in and order parts into it, kind of like the Home Depot. You want to go rent a tool, kind of do that and put some products to it, put a cost to it. That's kind of the where we got the idea is, hey, let's put something together that they can one, go into the portal, see how it interacts. Two is um, generate a product and produce a quote from it, and an order to an invoice. But kind of like what Derek mentioned, um, that didn't come to fruition, but we at least have the shell built out that we're going to go ahead and demo to you guys, and it does do some functionality in there, but again, with the pivot over to what Portal is doing now, some of this is obsolete. But so I'll let Derek show what we got, and then we'll layer in what Bradley also has done actively with a current client doing portals as well, and then we'll wrap up with Justin.
Here's for those who haven't done portals. It's all kind of configured within CRM. So you can have a website. So each website would be a separate portal. So we have our main rentals are us is our portal here we added. And then within that portal, you can have different pages, templates, just all the different things that make up your website. So what's cool with portals is it lets you just use out of the box entity forms and lists for displaying CRM data. So if you want to have a list of cases for a customer, that's easy just to add through an entity list, and then a form where they can view data, edit data. And then it also handles all the permissions for you. So each separate table you want to display on the portal, you add entity, so table permissions down here. So you can control what people can see. So if you want anonymous users to be able to see some data, you can make it global for everybody to see, or you can restrict it to just related records. So they can only see, so like cases, their own cases. So just based on that relationship. The login's all based on the contact. So when someone creates an account, it creates a contact for them, and that's how they sign into the portal. So then any record that's related to a contact, you can restrict access to it by that relationship. So they've got a new preview. I don't know if this was out last time, someone did a portal pod, but they have this new portal editor that was in preview. It's probably released now and is now probably different based on the Power Apps pages. But so here you can see all your different pages. Just kind of get this nice editor where you can build your pages and your sitemap. So we've got our tools here to rent, contact us page on our home page. So here you can add additional components to your pages from here. You can change the styling. It's all based on Bootstrap. So out of the box, they're using like a default Bootstrap theme. We went and just grabbed a different Bootstrap theme just to give a little more style, not just the default. So you can do that, or you can upload custom CSS if you want to customize it even further. Out of the box, you've got some different page templates that you can add. You're also able to add your own, so that'll just have a page with some default components on it. So one thing we tried to do that was somewhat working is on this tool string. We want to do like a custom layout for this. So normally when you add a list view, it just gives you this, which is fine, but didn't really work for if you wanted like a Home Depot style rental. So we tried creating this little custom table for that list, and it was working, looking pretty good. At one point, I had the images pulling in, and then for whatever reason, the images quit coming in. So we didn't get those images in. And for that, I did a web page, and since it is just Bootstrap, for any devs that have ever used Bootstrap, they have just like HTML components you can use. So I had tried just doing like a liquid template with some custom HTML to build that. So it sort of worked. I was getting the images here, but then it quit working for some reason down the road. I'm not sure why. I didn't have really much time to dig into it. But that gives you some flexibility with the liquid templates where you can build some custom interface and UI elements instead of just out of the box forms and tables. So we didn't get too far into it. We just got our homepage. We got the tools for you. We have different categories. We got outdoor, indoor tools, and this guy, if you need a specific tool, is a good one to rent.
We made sure this image rendered perfectly.
He's the best tool of them all, right there. And then what we planned was this tool surround. You come in here, pick your image, pick your tool here, and then that would pop up so they have these advanced forms. We tried to get that working, couldn't get it to work, but with an advanced form, what that is supposed to do is give you like a multi-step process. So our plan for that was to just pull up the tool details to start, and then you can have different steps. So we start with those tool details, and then have the next step that would go to making an order that they could actually rent the tool. And then there'd be another step to just create the invoice and finalize that process. But we kind of got stuck doing that and didn't finish that process. So I think it's what we found is what most people have found that have worked on portals, where it's great if you're doing out of the box stuff. Once you try doing anything custom, it gets to be kind of a pain and takes a long time to do. And it's like other Microsoft things, it's close to being awesome, but just has a few missing features that hinder you.
So if you have to go off, like not using the out of the box stuff, is it a lot of HTML work, or what kind of is it?
Yeah, so there's a lot of HTML you can do. I mean, you can do custom JavaScript too. You can have JavaScript to pages. I don't know, I couldn't really find that great a documentation for doing any of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But it's just like, yeah, liquid templates for HTML or JavaScript, and you can add custom CSS and styling.
Okay, thank you.
And it might be easier now. I know Mac had worked on doing like some PCF controls on the portal you can do now, so that might make it a little easier to add custom UI elements as well. And Bradley has actually been working on a portal for a client, so I thought we'd have him share how that's been going and what pain points he's had.
Yeah, so the client is JourneyTEAM. We've been working on some of the internal client stuff, so it's all kind of in process right now. But I was going to go over some of the particular pain points from a customization, like a dev customization standpoint, just to kind of spread some awareness of that. So you may have been asking yourself, if you're thinking of customizing portal, I'd really like one convenient, nice place to put in some custom, code, some HTML or, CSS. And when Portal heard you say that, Portal heard, I would like 4 inconvenient, inconsistent places that override each other to put my code. So one of those places is like while you're working on the component, you can like open this little text editor. You can put code here, but it doesn't carry between pages. And if you reuse the page template, it doesn't like it. And then also this code kind of updates itself as you add components onto it and like concatenates itself, and sometimes I've noticed it change some of my code and it's caused errors. So don't use this one. This one's no bueno. Another place you could add custom code is, this is the one Derek showed before. It's within the web template, and I think this one's probably the best place to do it. I still, not best practice right now. I'm just testing a lot of different styling things, but I'm trying to get it to work where I could reference a separate web file that has the CSS and the JavaScript, because that's kind of industry best practice, but it works inline here. And it's a little easier from a dev standpoint to customize the components here than it is, where did we go? Than it is like on here. This is a very rigid interface. So if you are going more custom, web templates a good place to go. But Licia pointed this out to me. There is another place you could edit the code. It's when you're actually browsing the portal. If you're logged in as an admin and click edit, you could also edit from, where was it? Yeah, you could add custom CSS and custom JavaScript from within here, which this might look familiar to the custom JavaScript and custom CSS within portal management on the basic forms, but it is not the same. I think this one typically takes precedence over that one. Long story short, these are all terrible. You should probably just use web templates. And if I could figure out how to get like the web template referencing the web files here, that's probably the best way to go. But that was one big pain point, because if you use some of these other ones, the changes that you put in there, some of them don't take effect even after you sync the configuration. They take like 15 minutes to do that. And so I spent a long time constantly changing it, trying to get something to work. So if anyone's about to dig into portal customizations, hopefully that'll save you a lot of head pain just using these templates. But once you get it working, yeah, you can have some fun, like little gentle animations, like the opacity change here, which is kind of fun. Trying to think if there were any other like major pain points. Yeah, if you're just customizing a couple things, you can just take one of the basic theme files and add a line or two after it. Or you could do as Derek did, where you just get your custom Bootstrap theme file and upload it here from the edit CSS. I think that's all I had. So yeah, they can be really cool if you're willing to endure a lot of mental agony. You can make something pretty nice.
I think Postma has got a question.
Yeah, am I unmuted? Okay. Teams has been really slow today. When you're making all these customizations, do they live inside of a solution, or is it all just in that environment that you're in, and so you have to basically copy it when you go to production?
Yeah, it's all just records inside CRM, all this data.
Okay. Thank you.
So one quick thing for the devs, if you want to, they've got, show again. So with that Power Apps CLI, you actually have a portal, PA portal command will show you some things. So you can actually download all the files for your portal into VS Code. So then if you wanted to, you can go and make changes to it in an actual code editor, which is nice, and then just push those changes back up. I found it has some IntelliSense, not great for the liquid templates and stuff, but it's definitely a better experience than just doing it in the browser. So if you're getting too heavy into doing, you probably want to pull down your files and just do it from VS Code, and then you can also check that into source control, which is nice.
Does it have any IntelliSense for liquid?
Some. I didn't have all of it though.
Does that mean you can use that to push it up to production?
Yeah, you probably could. have that. So I should just build a solution that then imports. So that might be a good way to do it.